Hello, I'm Maria from the Richardson's Homeschool Life. Today I thought that we'd talk about lessons that we've dropped. There isn't many that we've dropped, but we've had two. We started out doing them in year 7 because we did a full curriculum. I'd written out this full curriculum like school and we were going to stick to it, but two of the lessons, and Sian actually picked the 2 subjects herself, we ended up dropping. So the first one that we dropped was music. So a lot of you might not realise we've even done music, and I think we did it for about 3 or 4 weeks maybe. Sian had decided, because she did music at primary school, she decided she wanted to do music. So the idea, what we were going to do was she was going to practice and learn some musical instruments. So we've got a keyboard and she's got a music book for that, and she's quite good with that. And she'd also got a recorder that she'd had from recorder practice at primary school, and that was relatively new. So she'd got the recorder, and I bought her a recorder music book for her to learn more on that. And she's got a guitar as well, although she's not so practiced in that. I think that was just something she wanted, just to make the strumming sounds. But anyway, she's got the keyboard, recorder and the guitar. So she got plenty of musical instruments to practice learning to do music and read music. So the idea was we were going to practice these musical instruments, learn to read the music for these instruments, or she was going to pick one instrument out of them, but whichever, she'd got these and she was going to learn the music for them. And we were also going to study like composers and anything about music really. I was going to let her decide what she wanted to choose to do with music, what people she wanted to learn about, or certain kinds of music she wanted to learn about, the history of different kinds of music. So there was a lot of stuff that we was going to do relating to music, and she was all happy and keen to do that. But it was about 4 weeks. We did it for about 4 weeks. So after that, she suddenly said, I don't want to do music no more. She just lost interest, wasn't interested at all in doing it, couldn't be bothered to practice. It was mainly the keyboard that she was doing. She chose mainly that, but she just lost interest and couldn't be bothered with it and just didn't want to do it anymore. There didn't seem to be any particular reason, but she just said, I don't want to do music no more. So that was it. The first lesson that we did from year 7 in the September was music. And she dropped it, and like I say, it was about 4 weeks, maybe not that long, but it was round about that, and she lost interest and didn't do it, and she hasn't done it since. She's shown no interest whatsoever in wanting to do it again. I mean, she has sat at the keyboard in her own time and just had a tinker, but that's been very few and far between, and mainly at Christmas when her and her sister were doing Christmas songs between them. But that was it. She doesn't want to do music for lessons. So we left that at that. Another one that she chose to do, she never did at primary school, but she always said, I want to do cooking. When I start secondary school age, I want to do cooking. And she was very keen to do cooking, even to the point she used to talk about when she grew up, she was going to be a cook and a famous chef and, work in restaurants or create her own recipes and things like that. So she was really keen to cook. So I think it was a Thursdays we used to do cooking, and we did that. I mean, we filmed a lot of the vlogs doing that. So if you go back through my videos, clips, you'll see some of the things that she cooked. But we did the cooking, but she didn't participate a great deal. I know that we did film a lot of them, so she was a bit shy. You'll see her a bit shy and awkward on the films. But even if the camera wasn't there, the times that we cooked and we didn't film it, she didn't participate as much as what I'd have thought, because like I'd have thought, I'd show her the recipe book. So we'd decide what we was going to cook each week, get the recipe book out and say, right, can you follow that, read it through, follow that. And she was great at weighing things out and everything, but you know, she just didn't seem to get into it. She didn't have the enthusiasm that she had when she was talking about wanting to do it. So she didn't seem to get into it. So, I mean, you'll notice a lot of it, that she was weighing things out. In the videos we did, you'll notice quite a bit. But she did hold back a bit because of the cameras, but she didn't participate a lot fuller when the cameras weren't there. So yeah, I'm not sure how long we did the cooking for. I think it was round about Easter last year. So she'd have done it from the September through to the Easter time. So almost a full school year. And then she just lost interest. She said she didn't want to cook no more. She was no longer going to be a chef or, you know, do anything to do with cooking. She just lost interest in the cooking. She wasn't that bothered. And I'd bought her own recipe books and things like that for Christmas, just prior to that. And then she just didn't want to do it anymore. I mean, this isn't to say, because they dropped these lessons, I mean, like Sian with the music and her cooking, it isn't to say that she won't take them up again. You know, like with any of our children, any lesson that they drop, it doesn't mean to say they'll never ever turn around and say, I wouldn't mind doing that or having another go at that again, or I think I would like to do that after all. You know, all is not lost. The only thing I can guarantee she wouldn't do if we did ever drop would be maths. I can guarantee she never has to do maths again. But unfortunately for her, she has to do maths because I insist on 10 minutes every day of just simple maths, just to keep her thinking numbers. But anyway, that's not something that's dropped. We're talking about the lessons she's dropped. So yeah, she's dropped the music and she's dropped the cooking. I was hoping really she'd take the cooking up again. Maybe she will. Like I say, it doesn't mean to say she never will. Maybe at some point in the next year or two, she might turn around and say, oh, let's do some more cooking. I'd like to do cooking again. I'm hoping that once we get all the garden up and running and underway, that we can sort of maybe get her thinking about recipes in the garden and putting them together, and then maybe we can film some of them. Excuse me, my clothes aren't sitting right with me today. Sorry. But yeah, maybe, yeah, when we get things going in the garden, like I say, and we can devise some recipes or just simple things that we throw together, we don't film some of that and she gets an interest in doing that. So, I mean, that would be quite good, growing her own and having an interest in what she can make from what she grows. So looking at it from that angle, she may do cookery again from that angle, rather than picking up a recipe book and making a pudding, a cake or a pie, whatever, you know. Music, I don't know about music, whether she'll ever take that up again. She might do, because she sort of has interest in things and moves on, and then sometimes she does get a re-interest in something, so she might do. I don't know. It'd be nice if she did, because I mean, the keyboard's really nice. It's got some brilliant sounds to it. I like the keyboard. And it'd be good for her to learn all that. Well, don't know about good for her, but it's nice, you know, it's entertaining and it's nice for her to do. And she's got the recorder that she can do. But whether she ever will, I don't know. But then again, when we do these comprehension sheets and things like that, you know, the ones that to show you where, so they're the great for little tasters, to see what they're interested in, or something you can sort of make a topic of or go a bit further with. Maybe if I get a few composers, these little comprehension sheets on composers or something to do with music, maybe that'll kickstart it again and she wants to do a bit more. Not that it's important if she doesn't ever, it doesn't matter, you know, but it's just nice because she so much wanted to do it at the beginning and suddenly lost interest and didn't want to do it no more. So, which seems a bit of a shame. But yeah, I mean, like I say, they can do anything anytime, and that's the beauty of homeschooling, because if something's not working for them, something they don't like or don't want to do anymore, you can just put it to one side and forget about it until a time either they do, or if they don't, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the beauty of homeschooling, I think. But yeah, having said that, she's not getting rid of her maths. Not a 10 minutes of maths. But workbooks, some of them now are nearly finished. We're pondering now because we're not far off the end of the Key Stage 3 history. So we're pondering on what we're going to do with that next, where we're going to take a history. Maybe I'll let her pick what history she wants to do and do it as in a topic form. So we'll move from topic to topic and her chosen topics, depending what she's interested in at that moment in time. And, you know, children are always into something, aren't they? So it all depends. So yeah, I'm not sure how long the book goes. I'm hoping it just spans out long enough till July, when she breaks up for summer holidays, and then September I can start fresh, and it gives me the time in the summer holidays to devise the homeschool curriculum for her for next year. So yeah, that's all I was going to talk about today. I just thought, you know, a lot of you perhaps have wondered what has happened to the cookery. Does she still do it? Because, you know, we don't film it no more, but we could still be doing it, sort of thing. But no, she entirely dropped it. She didn't want to do it no more. But like I say, I'm hoping that when we get things going in the garden, maybe we can just, you know, get her interested enough to sort of do something with what we produce. But we'll see, and there's no promises there. I don't know whether she will or not. She might not. And I'm not going to force her to do things like that she doesn't want to do, because if you force them, they're not interested, and it'll never work right. It'll never go right for them. They've got to want to do these things. So yeah, that's what happened to that. And as for music, I mean, most of you probably never even knew we did music, because we never did it long enough to know we'd done it. I can barely remember doing it myself. So yeah, they were the two, music and cooking, that she doesn't do no more. Catch up for this week. I'm always saying to you, actually, I went to the opticians last week, and I'm always saying, you all think I wear glasses all the time, because I don't. Long range, I see without them, and these are just my reading glasses. And although, like, now I'm facing the camera, facing you, I can only see a blurry image of me. So over time I've been thinking, a lot of things I look at and begin to look a bit blurry. I mean, I can see fine, but sometimes, you know, if your eyes get a bit tired or whatnot, some things aren't as sharp as they should be. And I was thinking, I wouldn't be surprised I need glasses all the time, because when I went, before lockdown was the last time we went, when I went then, they said that I was borderline, so I could have them or not have them. It was up to me. Well, I was having no problems, and I could see quite clearly enough without them. So I said, no, I don't want to be wearing them if I don't absolutely need to. So anyway, I went this time, and I said, I think maybe I might need to wear them long range, you know, as well as short range. So tested my eyes, and he said there has been a bit more change than last time. He says, but still it's optional. You don't need to unless you feel you have to. He says, but I'll just show you what it's like. So I don't know if you know about these things that they put around your eyes, and they put all the different lenses in, and you have to say which is sharper, which is blurrier, and all that sort of thing. That's how they get the right lenses. So anyway, it did that to me. So he put the machine to me where he tested my long range, and he said, can you see the board in front? I said, yeah, really clear, it's lovely. And then he took my lenses out, so it was just my own eyes doing the work. He says, now which is clearer? I said, definitely the one in front, because it had gone blurry. I said, I'll have the glasses. So I am going to be wearing glasses now for long range, and I've also got to have new glasses for reading. So I don't know which ones you're going to see me in, because I don't know which are going to work better for looking at the camera. I mean, maybe I'm wearing them now to look at the camera because my long range isn't that brilliant, or maybe because it's close and I'm having to use them because of the close range. I'm not sure. Until I get my new glasses, I'm not sure which is going to be which, how clear I see things long range or short range, you know, where the difference starts and ends type of thing. So yeah, when you see me next week now, I am going to be in new glasses. So they're either going to be, I mean, short range ones, I've got ones like this again, but they're quite fancy and nice. And my long range ones, I went for some bigger ones, so they're going to take some getting used to. Because I thought, well, when I look through these, I can see over the top and see through the bottom because they're sort of narrower. I thought, well, if I'm going to be looking long range, I'm going to want something a bit rounder, so I'm not seeing sort of so much around the edges if I've got to use them for long range. So I've got round ones, which when I looked at them, I thought, I don't know, but... and then they're like blue and a brown, coloured brown from here. And I felt a bit rushed off. I thought, I'm sure I could have picked better ones. Well, I was looking at some bright purples and pinks, and I thought, I like them, but I don't think they would suit me. And I didn't want to try too many on because they were saying that you try them on, and if you're not going to take those, you've got to put them in this tray so they can clean them. So I didn't want to try too many on because I didn't want to give them the hassle of having to clean them all. So I just picked what I thought, and I more or less picked them quite quickly. So yeah, you're going to see me in glasses next week. So that's what's been happening over the last week, and my eyes done. So Friday I picked my new glasses up. So next Tuesday you'll see them. Trying to think, has anything else happened? Been doing the family tree. Now, in the next coming weeks, I've got to go into it a bit further and be absolutely certain, although I think I am certain, but I've discovered things that are quite exciting to us anyway. So I might do a video on genealogy in the next coming weeks, because as you know, Sian's been doing that for schooling. That's a new lesson she's been doing because she's took an interest in the family tree, and she's definitely took an interest in what we've just discovered. So I'm going to leave you wondering about that because I do need to double check. I'll let you know anyway what it was, whether it pans out as correct or not so correct, but I will tell you about it in the next coming weeks, maybe next week or maybe the week after, because I said we'd do an update anyway on our genealogy. Did I say geology before? Can't remember. Not geology, genealogy. So I said I'll do an update how that was going, so we'll come back and talk about that in a week or two. So that's that bit. Outside, the garden's coming on good, and I've got a couple of pheasant eggs in the incubator because she only lays one a day or every other day. They're having to go in separate, so I'm having to date each one. The only worry I've got with that is when they start hatching is, you know, although I can take the shells out quick, if they poo and things in there will be bacteria in the heat, and it might do some harm to the other chicks when they hatch out. Don't know, trial and error, we'll see what happens. That's all I can do. So that's what's happening there. I'm trying to think if I know anything else that's been happening that I can tell you all about. I don't think a great deal has been happening here at the Richardsons. Nothing exciting really. So yeah, of course this weekend coming now is Easter. So on that note, I think I'll leave you, and I will see you next Tuesday, unless of course you follow the Garden Homestead. Then you'll probably see me on Friday. I was going to I'll get my words out. I was hoping to oh dear me. I was hoping to do an extra vlog in the week with the Garden Homestead because such a lot is going on out there, and I thought I need to do 2 a week at the moment, I think, so I can get everything done. Otherwise, if you try and do it all on one video, it's super long and gets boring, you know, going from one thing to another. So I thought better to do a couple of shorter ones in the week and keep up to date with what's happening out there. But it's raining, it keeps raining. So I don't know whether I'll do another one out there in the week or whether it'll be Friday this week. But if you do follow the Garden Homestead, you'll definitely see me Friday anyway. So yeah, on that note, for those of you that don't follow the Garden Homestead, have a wonderful Easter weekend. Don't eat too much chocolate. Do you know, I've already eaten an Easter egg. I shouldn't do, but you always end up with some spare when you're buying them for people, just in case you think of somebody you'd forgotten. Well, you know, in the end, I've not forgotten nobody, so I just had a sneaky Easter egg. Well, I vow then that after Easter, 2 things I'm going to try and give up is chocolate and cheese, because I think they're making me go boop, and they're not healthy on my heart either. So, not that I've got a bad heart, but I will have if I keep eating it in abundance. So they're the 2 things that I'm going to try and give up. So I'll probably give you updates how that's going, but you sort of give it a week after Easter, because if I've got chocolate, I've got to have a chance to eat it. Not giving it away. So yeah, anyway, have a good Easter weekend, and I hope the weather's nice for all of us, and we can get out and do something, whatever you want to do it safely and have a good time. So take care everybody, and happy Easter.